You will never own anything, according to the Digital Goods Corporations. A user bought the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy on Google, and then Google delisted it. The guy asked for a refund, but that's not happening. That copy of the film is gone forever. Your money's absolutely wasted. That was the story last week. But did you know that there is an update to this? A Google senior customer support specialist credited him £20 and said that they made a mistake. At least he got a refund, right? They also included links to the films and that the films are still 100% his. The problem is he opened the links and he has to buy them all over again. And even so, this is one of those no viral, no justice cases that we Indonesians love to bring up. If this whole matter doesn't go viral, then Google wouldn't have refunded this person. But it did. And now Google takes a loss on this case. That £20 is a nice gesture at least, but there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that buy Lord of the Rings trilogy and many other films digitally, and they won't get a refund for their loss, including the many that were removed by Sony. I realized that I forgot to bring this one up during my PlayStation physical release cancellations. At this point, I refer you all to the advice from the man in black.
Have you ever considered piracy?
PlayStation is halting physical copies of games, and that got a lot of gamers outraged to the point where many even organized and joined a whole class action lawsuit. New data also shows that while physical copies of games might not be relevant to the people of the United States, they are still relevant in other countries such as Japan, France, UK, Australia, and many more. The fact that I've sold plenty of my PS4 games for cheap in Indonesia shows that the interest for physical copies are still there here. Fortunately, Blu-ray copies of films or shows are still relevant to this day and will still be produced to this day and in the future. Sony did exit the production of blank Blu-ray discs a while ago, but that's only for blank rewritable Blu-ray discs, not BD-ROMs that are used for films and shows that are still produced to this day. Even when you're talking about blank disc, Verbatim and many other companies are still developing blank discs that I can buy on the store for cheap, and many can use to burn and archive their film copies there. Heck, blank DVDs are still being sold for way cheaper. You can buy blank casings, print custom covers, and burn your film copies there. Also, Blu-ray has higher bit rates that can be delivered better locally, and sometimes you get bonus features and behind the scenes. With games, you just get the same copy with physical or digital. That's why I think Blu-ray films or shows will continue to exist in the future. While streaming is good enough for the majority of consumers, buying a physical copy of a film or a show guarantees ownership. Unlike when you buy them digitally, like the guy who lost his Lord of the Rings trilogy and, at best, only get a £20 refund. It's no surprise that there are many people who are doing their best to fight against PlayStation and try to convince them to bring back physical copies of games. Some even go as far as class action lawsuits. To those people, I say good luck. If you want to stick to your PlayStation consoles and keep fighting for physical, feel free to do so. Personally, I just moved to a different platform. The PlayStation since PS4 or Xbox since Xbox One have never been the best platform for true ownership of digital goods, unless you can jailbreak them and you can get them for cheap, in which case they are of great value. Even so, PC gives me way more flexibility and things to do because I do work, and a lot of my work are on the computer. Yes, Steam is still mostly a license purchase, but at least Steam has great backup, Steam Link, controller support, all sorts of great features. GOG is the only platform that allows true ownership of digital goods, and if you want to go further than GOG, there's piracy and sailing the seas if you know how to do it, and that's how you get true ownership of goods. This is my copy of John le Carre's Call for the Dead book on EPUB on my phone. I can read this whenever I feel like it. That right there is true digital ownership. This is my digital copy of The Princess Bride, one of my favorite films. It's literally just an MP4 file. I can play this film on my phone, on my laptops, on my PC, anywhere I like. I can copy them, delete them, do whatever I want with it, however I like, whenever I like. It doesn't matter if the internet goes out, no one can interfere with it. That's true ownership for you, and that doesn't cost a single dime.
Have you ever considered piracy?
I got some people asking me, if I defend physical copies and talk about the preservation for physical copies of games, why am I selling the ones that I have? That doesn't seem consistent with what you're preaching. Simple. I need money. I personally don't need those physical copies of games. I can get games through the seas and actually own them. But there are those that do need physical copies of games, and I sell it to the ones that need them. I get to sell them for cheap even. I help them get the physical copies that they want. How dare I, right? Seriously, I do need money. I got laid off from one of my jobs. I'm hunting for another one, but in the meantime, I need cash fast. I sold my PC with these specs. I sold it for $5.5 million, $308. Yes, really, you could have gotten the SSD and the RAM for that money in this market, but I need money. I also put my MSI Cyborg 15 on the market with these specs. Plenty of offers at $10 million or $560, but no definitive deals yet. That's how desperate I am on cash right now. I'm only focused on work and I need money. I don't have time to play games. I have time to talk about games or watch games on YouTube, but not actually play them. I am not in a position where I can buy physical copies of games or buy games at all. I sold my 2 PS4s. How am I gonna play these PS4 games without PS4s? I could get a PS5, but I don't have money. I don't have time to play games anymore. I need money more than I need games. That's all there is to it, really. I sold them because I need money. I got laid off from one of my jobs. I have one primary job and YouTube. That's it. And that's not enough. I have a baby on the way. There are many things on my house that I can turn into money. I can get the copies of those games elsewhere on the 7 Seas and make those games entirely mine. I sell those games because I need money. And there are those that need those games physically for money. That's why I sell them. That's why physical copies are amazing. You can get them for cheap, and there are people like me that will sell them for cheap. How dare I, right? The one thing that you should all definitely sell the seas for is this stupid Netflix exclusive on a game that will definitely not have a physical release. A while back on my live stream, plenty of my viewers were a bit baffled that there aren't a lot of marketing on Grand Theft Auto 6 before the release in a couple of months. Talk about a monkey's paw. GTA 6 will have an extended look on Netflix, of all the places. So if you don't have Netflix, you should. No, literally, that's what the Take-Two CEO said. If you're not a Netflix subscriber, you definitely should be one. I'm sure you're gonna watch it because everyone is. Literally, his words. Just why? Why even post it exclusive on Netflix for only 6 hours? Don't worry, we have journalist and serial blogger Jason Schreier to explain to us. Netflix has a huge audience that includes people who do not closely follow Rockstar's YouTube, gaming sites, or Twitch. In other words, they are targeting non-gamers. Why? Because Netflix has hundreds and thousands of subscribers that don't play games. We need to hit that market because investors love the sound of untapped market potential of hundreds of millions. It's to convince the fence-sitters and non-gamers, but not the gamers that wouldn't buy the game like me. I wouldn't, and this whole marketing stunt discourages me to buy it even more. The next reason is because it will be an event-like presentation, like a TV special or an appointment viewing. I think whoever conjured this idea should get an appointment, alright? Concentrating attention on the platform can create a more unified cultural movement. No, you just want to artificially drive the numbers of Netflix subscriptions. I don't see a company trying to expand. I see a company trying to appease investors and help Netflix to artificially boost subscribers. The trap here is that it's a lot easier to sign up for something, but a lot of people forget to sign out of it. It's clear that Rockstar knows that they're in a comfortable position to do anything they want with this game, and the fans of this game will eat it up. No thanks. I'll catch them up on YouTube, and that's only if I could be bothered to watch. I really don't think I will miss much. At this point, Rockstar can do whatever they like on GTA 6, and fanboys will defend their actions no matter what, even if it's really stupid, like trying to make the GTA 6 extended look a time exclusive on Netflix. They do that because they can, and because Rockstar fanboys are really stupid. The fact that people are getting so bent out of shape over GTA 6 6 extended look being on Netflix for, get this, 6 hours! 6 hours! So, I don't care if it's only for 6 hours or 1 second. If it's only there for a short time before it goes live anywhere else, why even release it there? To appeal to non-gamers? They don't play games. Why do you want to appeal to them? No, they do this clearly to appease investors, trying to untap a potential market and artificially increase Netflix subscriptions. Someone on Netflix clearly wanted to boost their Netflix subscribers for a bit, and they worked with Rockstar to exclusively have GTA 6 be there. Unfortunately, while there are some people who would be bothered to subscribe, there are also lots of them that will forget to cancel. That's what Netflix is counting on, and that's how they get you. Rockstar literally did the same thing with GTA 5 with Game Informer, where it was locked behind a magazine. Were you people complaining then? Plenty of people did. It's stupid back then and it's stupid now. Even if we didn't, we can't exactly time travel back to the past to complain, can we? Some people need to get out and touch grass. And some people need to stop defending multi-billion-dollar corporations on the internet. It's embarrassing. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.